Nah, nah. We ain't late. We straight. It's gonna be great. Sunday morning. Woke up, stretched, your morning yawning. It's going to the break of dawning. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for the Urban Therapy with Sun show? I hope that you are. Oh, we're going to talk about something good today. And you think it wouldn't when I was going to do it that way. 11:15, 11:16. Don't get all bent out of shape, rupture your spleen. We're going to do the damn thing right now. It's going down. It's going down, baby. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. And it's the Urban Therapy with Sun show, y'all. Sunday morning. How you feeling, Emily? Dunlap is all up in the house. It's good to see you coming now. And Carol Chamberlain, mi favorita. It's always a great and a pleasure just to see ya. And today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we're talking about those conversations, certain conversations that it would probably be better if you stayed away from. You know, there's certain things that can shine a negative light on you, and you walked right into it because you can keep your mind straight. You couldn't keep your mouth out of it. Couldn't keep your mouth shut. Certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. Certain conversations that you might want to stay away from, or you're going to look real dumb. So some people do this by just getting into conversations where they don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So you started talking around professionals who know about a certain industry, and you don't know nothing about it like that. But you think that you do, so you got right up into it, and look at you. It's gonna be y'all right, and you think it won't be y'all right, but it will. Yeah, everything will be y'all right, and everything is gonna be y'all right from now until it's the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Certain conversations that you might want to stay away from, baby. Certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. I'm going to get into this with y'all. Y'all gonna feel it too. Y'all gonna feel it too, because you can bring some unwanted attention to yourself just by opening up your mouth and getting into a conversation with something where you thought that you was really getting a drop on somebody and teaching them somebody, educating somebody, thinking you're telling somebody you got told off and you looking real whack and soft. It's gonna be y'all right, yeah. You think it's gonna be y'all right? Why wouldn't it? Yeah, we gonna do this thing. If it ain't your business, stay away from it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. Urban Therapy with Sun show, Sun 752, Omar with the and can't forget you. So let's just get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every Sunday morning from 11 o'clock till around 12:30-ish. And the reason that we say 12:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is a Sunday. Hey. The 16th of Leo, 16th of August. It's raining outside, hurricane season, and the temperature to drop down a little low. It ain't cold or nothing, not by any means or standards, but in the summertime, you be thinking that it's supposed to be 80s and 90s, maybe even 100, but it don't be like that, and you want it to be a little bearable, but now it's a little rainy outside. It's going to be all right, All right, y'all. So this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm your host, Sun 752. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, take an introspective look into our own behavior to try to figure out how we fit into this thing called the world. This thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun show. What y'all know? What you know? Hey, my big sis Robin Ming is all up in the house doing the thing. Good to see you. Good to see me some of you. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come on up in here. Hit the like button, smash the like button. Hit the like button, smash button. Hit the like button, smash the like button. Make sure that you share the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And this is how it's going down. Certain conversations that you may want to stay away from. Certain conversations that you may want to stay away from. What y'all know about this? I'm going to tell y'all what some of y'all know and what little of y'all might know about it. Yeah, listen, people expose things that they would rather keep on the low about themselves all the time. They expose things about themselves that they really would like to keep on the low. And you know the best way to keep something on the low? Don't talk about it. That's all you really have to do. Don't talk about it. Don't interject yourself. Don't put yourself out there like that. But do people follow those rules? People don't do it. People not doing it, son. Nah, son. Nah. Hold on. People will get right into a conversation about something that they really want to keep on the low because they think that they're just going to change somebody else's mind about it, or they think that they're going to bring forth some understanding about it. The first thing I want to talk about this morning is these goddamn Trump supporters. Now, listen, I try to keep my political feelings and my affiliation. I try to keep it on the low. Well, not really on the low, but it's not something that I'm not into politics like all of that. I understand politics. I know about politics. I get it. And I mean, I get it intrinsically, not just what Republicans want and what Democrats want. Like, I understand the way it works on the inside. I understand that it's about money and nothing else. But here's the thing. I don't align myself with Democrats or Republicans. I'm a registered Democrat, though. So if I have to choose, I choose the one that more so aligns with who I think it's going to affect. So that would be the Democratic Party. I can't get into the Republican Party. They have never done anything for my people. People say, well, the Republicans freed the slaves. It's not because they wanted to. It was a bargaining chip. You got to understand that. Abraham Lincoln he didn't care about no black people or like them. Like, so if you think that, then you need to go back and study your history. But with these Trump supporters, the black Trump supporter, I'm sorry, forget about the rest of the Trump supporters. The black Trump supporters is who I want to talk about for a couple of minutes, because the black Trump supporters seem to think that they can fly under the radar of truth, of justice. They will run around talking about, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just saying, the truth is the truth, though. I'm like, word. So you've never heard that man tell the truth about anything, not on purpose. So how is being a supporter of that ignorance a supporter of truth? But my thing is, if you're a Trump supporter, say you're a Trump supporter. Own that. Wear that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wave that flag? Don't wave it. Don't wave it on the low. They be trying to wave it on the low. Like, here go the Trump flag. Like, somebody, you hear that Trump? Do you hear that Trump music? I don't hear nothing. Like, we can see your hand. You got a flag in your hand. Oh, this ain't no Trump flag. This is just a flag. It says Donald Trump on it. I'm saying it say that, but those just words. So they will tell you all of his policies and what he's done for black people and for people as a whole and the good he's doing and all of that. But when you ask them straight up and down, are you a Trump supporter? They be like, no, I'm not a Trump supporter. I mean, I'm not a Trump supporter, but what's right is right. But it's not like you running around here talking about what Biden is doing. See, it's one thing if I take the position or the stance that Joe Biden is this, or Joe Biden is that, or Joe Biden is this, Joe Biden is that, but I'm not with all of that. I just want Trump the fuck out of here. I wouldn't care if he was running up against Mickey Mouse, Woody Woodpecker, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, the Transformers, Decepticons, GoBots, Huckleberry Hound, Fred Flintstone. I wouldn't give a... Listen, he could be running up against Adam Ant. He gotta go. He gotta go. I never wanted him in there, and I want him out of there. He has lived up to all of my expectations about how bad somebody can be. I need him gone. I wouldn't care who the candidate against him was. You can best believe they get my vote all day, every day. Because we got to start this thing over. I need a president that I don't have to see on TV every single goddamn day, that I don't have to hear on the radio every goddamn day, that I can turn on my phone, go on the internet, and not have to see every goddamn day. That's what I need. So I need to get back to, being able to live life as I see it. So I'm not trying to hear none of that other shit. So I'm definitely not a supporter of him. Am I a supporter of Biden? I must admit, I don't have a big problem with him. People want to bring up his record. I'm like, well, show me an unblemished record of somebody that agreed with everything that I think is right. Because politician-wise, I don't think you're going to be able to find that. I know I've looked and I can't find it. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. You don't have to. That's how we learn, by disagreeing, sharing ideas, information. Sharing ideas, information. This is some good shit. Yo, this is some yo. But yeah. So I'm not shy or secretive about my dislike, disdain, distrust for Donald Trump. For him, his policies, and everything that goes along with his administration. I wasn't secretive about how I felt about the George W. Bush administration. None of it. So I'm like, if you support the man, support him. Be real about it, because you know who you voting for. And then you hear him acting like, well, I'm not really voting for nobody, but stop lying. Don't lie to me. Because what are you going to jump into political conversations for if you're not going to vote? You know you're going to vote. Oh, I'm on the fence about it. I'm not really sure. No. Nah, we're not doing that. So what I'm saying is, if you're not gonna be real about your affiliation, then why are you getting in conversations that are going to clearly show who you rolling with? Why you doing that? Because you ain't got to do it. You ain't got to do that. Nobody asked you to do it. So why you doing it? So these Trump supporters, yeah, they be getting my goat. Like, come on, man. Because listen, y'all know how I am. Y'all know how I do. I'm gonna back you up against the wall. We're gonna identify ourselves. We may have to wear masks when we go in the stores, but you take those masks off. You take the masks off when me and you talk. Either that, or I'm gonna see right through the mask. Speaking of seeing right through the mask, I was thinking about something crazy the other day, right? So check it out. I went to go get my license renewed the other day. Thursday, I went and got my license renewed. And, of course, we had when I went into the DMV, which is called PennDOT in Pennsylvania, we all had to wear our masks and everything. And they had the chairs all spread out. Y'all know how PennDOT is. It'd be crowded in there, but not this time, because they only letting certain people in at a certain time. So you have to wait outside with this. You know how when you go to a restaurant and you have to wait for your table and they give you the little vibrator that when they call it, it vibrates and you know that it's your turn to be seated. They have that going on at PennDOT, the DMV. So it was my chance, and I went in there and all that. So check it out. So I'm checking out everybody with their masks on, right? And I was thinking, like, wow, what if during this time and going forward, if this pandemic does not get under control, wouldn't it make more sense that everybody should have to take a photo with their mask on? Now, I know that sounds crazy to you, like, well, that means you're hiding your face. But here's the thing, yo. You can't change the way you look with that damn mask on. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? You can change the way you look without the mask on. You can throw makeup on, this, that, and the third. But the way you look with that mask on is the way you look with that goddamn mask on. So I'm thinking like, yo, I started to ask the boy who took my picture, like, yo, can I keep my mask on? You know, like, why not? What, I'm tripping? Yeah, all right, maybe I'm tripping. But I mean, to me, it was something that you had to take into consideration. It was something that you had to take into consideration. Like, yo, everybody looks, you can say that people look the same with their mask on, but they don't. But they look, but you won't be able to change your appearance with that mask on. Like, you want to look the same. So without people seeing your whole face, you have to concentrate on other body characteristics, body features that you may not have taken notice of, or that you may have put in your description. Surely, sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world is all up in the house. How you feel? Am I good to see you coming out? Thank you. And my brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? Yeah, but these 45 supporters, man, these Trump supporters need to stop playing with me. They make me angry because I'm like, yo, man, dog, if you talking all this Trump supporter shit, then you a Trump supporter. No, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm saying he do be saying some things like, and then they want to really get on your nerves because they want to imply that you get all of your information about Donald Trump off of TV. Like, you not smart enough to determine what the truth is and what the lies are off of TV. Like, you a child and you believed everything that you see on TV is real. If you ask me, Donald Trump is more like a child. And he believes everything that he sees on TV, right or wrong. He watches a lot of TV. All right, so he was a TV reality show star. Speaking of which, you know, I was thinking about some of the reasons that people like Donald Trump, and I think one of the main reasons that people like Donald Trump is because people live vicariously through Donald Trump. You know, like, they see, okay, you know how, like, on TV and only on TV, you know, like, you see people at work on TV, they get into shouting matches and screaming matches and all of that. But and then, you know, somebody might be like, you're fired. You're out of here. And you know, all the black people that I know who have worked on the jobs with plenty of white people, I'll bet you have never seen a screaming match with white people in it. Or if you did, you probably raise your eyebrows because you know they don't get down like that. If they have a problem with you, it ain't gonna be no back and forth. They'll bring it out of you and have you cussing and screaming and yelling and telling them off and all of that shit. Meanwhile, they'd be like, okay, all right. Okay. All right. All right. And what do? They go and call security, and they say that they feeling threatened by you, and they have you removed from the premises, and your ass, that is your last day, because now they basically have a restraining order out on your ass. Did they yell at you? No. Did they scream at you? No. Did they curse at you? No. They're not going to do that. Yet on TV, you see that kind of shit. You're fired. You can't talk to me like that. And blah, blah, blah. I have worked on many jobs with many white people, and it wasn't none of that shit. It was like, they let you get your shit off. Pussy, I'm going to see your ass outside. And blah, 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 blah. They be like, oh. Pick up that phone, or they go to HR. It's not working out with such and such. And that's your ass. Next thing you know, you might even get away with it that day. The next day you come back in, you get called into HR. They got a list of violations all of the shit you've been doing for the past 6 months. All the late lunches, all your latenesses, all your absences, all of the time that you done stole, every email that you didn't reply to, and all of that, you are done. Yet when you see Donald Trump and all of that, you're fired. You know, that reality TV show, the whole Apprentice shit. It taps into them. Like, yeah. If you the boss, you should be able to talk the way you want to talk. You should be able to tell the truth. You should be able to get your shit off if you the boss. And because this motherfucker is too ignorant and too unorthodox and too what's the word I'm looking for? Too irresponsible and unethical to conduct himself the way a leader is supposed to. That's people see that and they say, yeah, it's about time we had somebody who stood up and actually, you know, acted like a boss instead of being like a coward and hiding in the background. I think that's one of the things that attracts people to him. Taki T. Carey Wright is all up in the house. How you feeling, Ma? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. That's it, without a doubt. Yeah. Carol Chamberlain says, I do not support 45 and have no problem telling you that the next president could be a silverback gorilla, and I vote for the gorilla. Yo, I'm going to co-sign you with that silverback gorilla. Matter of fact, if it was a silverback gorilla, I'd be like, yo. Now, if it was a regular gorilla, I'd be like, damn, I wish it was a silverback gorilla. But I'm with you all the way on that. Robin Ming says, I would vote for Elmo instead of Dump. I don't support him or like him at all. He is the Antichrist. Cal Chamberlain says, no, they're the ones who aren't smart enough to know the difference between reality and fantasy. Shirley Cheryl says, I used to see white people screen match a lot on my old job, but black and white screen match would have a different outcome. I've never seen the screaming matches at all. That's just not the way. That's just not the way people get fired where I come from. Cheryl said the black on white screen match will have a different outcome. You ain't never. I ain't never seen nobody survive that. No black person. But conversations that it would be best for you to avoid. Or better for you to avoid getting into. Listen, if you are a Trump supporter, you're going to be forced to say that you're a Trump supporter. One of the reasons that black Trump supporters, let me qualify that. One of the reasons that black supporters don't want to be open with being a Trump supporter is because, number one, they know that it's a very unpopular position. And the other reason I think is because they know that once they identify themselves as a Trump supporter, you're going to stop listening to that bullshit. You ain't going to try to hear nothing they have to say. You're not going to want to watch none of their videos or none of the links that they send you, because I noticed that Trump supporters always want to direct you to some link. Watch this. And they always tell you that the mainstream media is the problem. You know, you watch too much MSNBC, you watch too much CNN, you watch too much ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. Yeah. They don't really be wanting to say Fox because they know Fox supports Donald Trump, but they got to say it because they know that you're going to say it. Like Fox is the mainstream media. Okay. So they'll send you links to some YouTube videos. The thing is, I watch a lot of YouTube. We're on YouTube right now, but how do you know the credibility of the person that's writing it? Or I mean, the person that's on the video. That's just like any book that you read. How do you know that the person writing that wrote the book is credible? How do you know? You have to take a chance on it. And that's basically what we're doing. We're taking chances. We have to take what we know versus what we're learning and try to make an informed decision. It's not that big of a deal. But these cats want to act like the information that you get is all skewed information. It's all false information. It's all useless information. And the information that they give isn't like, oh, another bombshell. Another bombshell. He did it again. He did it again. These motherfuckers be on a high horse, son. These black Trump supporters is all over the place. They crazy. And they know you don't want to hear that shit. So they try to hide and act like, no, I'm not a Trump supporter. No, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'll be like, yes, the fuck you are. And that's whether I write it or whether I say it right out of my mouth. Yes, the fuck you are a Trump supporter. Don't tell me that dumb shit. Everything we've been talking about has been about what Trump did and Trump that and how people don't like Trump and people just be hating on Trump. You ain't hear me mention Biden or nobody else. But all you want to talk about is Trump and the Democrats, Trump and the Democrats, Trump and the Democrats, Trump and the Democrats, the Democrats. So you pro-Trump and you anti-Democrat. That's the new black movement. That's the new black movement. Everything is pro-Trump and anti-democratic Democrat Party. Okay. I don't even have no problem being against the Democratic Party. Y'all know I don't agree with all that liberal bullshit. You know what I mean? I ain't for all of that gay shit, gay marriage. I ain't with all of that bullshit. I'm not. Never have been, never will be. That makes me a conservative, so the fuck be it. But no, not rocking with that. However, just like there's some things in the Democratic Party that I can agree with, there's certain things in the Republican Party that I can agree with. But both parties are made up of people. You can't lump them all into the same box. But that's what we try to do. And that's when you talk to Trump supporters, that's what they do, just like him. We're gonna draw the line clearly in the sand. Nah. Annette Davis, the number one. What's going on, Ma? Good to see me. Some you. Thanks for coming on through and being down with the crew. Certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. That's what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show. And you know that there are certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. What are they? We're going to get into it right now. We're already into it right now. I wanted to kick it off by talking about these Trump supporters, but we're going to go deeper into it. Because if you really, like I was saying earlier in the show, if you really want to fly under the radar and you don't want to be out there detected about something that you believe in or something that you do, then keep your damn mouth shut. But does that sound like what most people do? Is that what most people do? No. It's like a moth to a flame. You like the light and you appreciate the heat, but you get too close and you get burnt. That's when you hear two people that's what happens when you hear two people having a conversation and you hear something that you either agree with or that you don't like, and now you say, and something inside of you is saying, yo, shut up, or you gonna look like you support this. Shut up, or you gonna look like you into this. Shut up, or you gonna look like you're a supporter. Shut up, or you just gonna sound like that's what you do. And that's exactly what you do. You go into it cool, just meaning to drop a few lines. Just gonna say a little something to them. I say a little something. I ain't gonna get into it too deep. I'm gonna say a little something to them. Yes, I am gonna say a little something to them. Yes, I am gonna say a little something. Get in and out. I ain't gonna really try to do nothing and chalk it out. Y'all can call into the show, 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. That's the number. I mean, that's good on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby, 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 Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. You call to the show. No censorship on the show. No censorship on the show. You know what I mean? You express your passion in any form of fashion. I said you express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. You express your passion in any form of fashion. Urban Therapy with Sun Show, y'all. Express your passion in any form of fashion. Calling to the show 319-527-6199. Today we're talking about certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. Certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. Listen. If you're the type of person that is in a domestic violence relationship, a domestic violence situation, and you are the aggressor, I'm not talking about you the one that's getting your ass whooped, but you are the aggressor. So you believe that if your woman get out of line, you should be able to smack up a little bit, keep it in line. You believe that if your woman don't do what you tell her to do, you should be able to force her to do what you tell her to do. You believe that, one way to establish yourself in a relationship with a woman is to make sure that she knows that if she gets out of pocket, or she comes out of her mouth reckless and crazy, or if she says things and does things that you don't like, that you should be able to physically set her straight. But see, that's an unpopular position to take, especially in today's social and political climate. So you don't want anybody to know that that's your stance. You don't want anybody to know that you don't know how to keep your hands to yourself, that you don't know how to control yourself, that you think that control is a physical thing, and that you think that a man should have every right to put his hands on a woman in a violent way. You don't want nobody to know that, even though it may come out in the things that you say. And you know why it comes out in the things that you say? Because when those conversations come up, you quick to get into them. Now, you could have just, keep your wife beating, girlfriend beating ways to yourself. You could have kept it just between you two. I mean, nobody saw you whoop her ass. But what happens? A conversation comes up about domestic violence and you want to start getting into it. Well, I'm saying everything ain't domestic violence. What do you mean everything is not domestic violence? We know that everything is not domestic violence, but what are you talking about? I'm saying though, sometimes things happen in a relationship where y'all might get into something. What do you mean get into something? Well, I don't mean like, I'm saying, are you saying that there's nothing that a woman can do that should make a man ever have to defend himself? You see, he said defend himself when he's really the aggressor. She never put her hands on him, but he knows if he says defend himself, it make it look like I was just keeping her from hurting me. See, he done got himself into this conversation now. He should have shut the fuck up. But no, by the end of this conversation, this motherfucker is all out saying like, look, if the bitch act like If she get out of line and disrespect me, then I'm gonna handle my business in any way that I have to handle my business. But you can best believe she ain't gonna want to do it again. That's a conversation that he should have stayed the fuck out of. Now, it's probably better that he did it because now maybe that will compel somebody to give help to his woman. But you would have to get all into their business in order to do that now, wouldn't you? Now, if he didn't want to be exposed as a woman beater, all he had to do was shut up. But he didn't take that route. He didn't take that route. He decided he was going all in. Speaking of going all in, hey, yo, Carol, check this out. I saw a line. I started to take a picture of this shit. I saw a line outside of Delisandro's, the cheesesteak place over on Ridge Avenue, near Ridge and Walnut Lane. I saw the line outside of Delisandro's 2 blocks long. I'm like, y'all gotta stop playing with me. I'm like, yo, those steaks are not all of that. Yo, what the hell have they hypnotized? Is Delisandro's now the new Pat Steaks or new Geno's or something? Because motherfuckers is blind, like, I mean, on some real shit. Delisandro's, that shit like that, though. I'm saying, that was a side note. Sorry for getting sidetracked. That's a conversation that I couldn't avoid, though. 2 blocks long for them steaks? He must be crazy. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Shirley Cheryl says, and in today's world, the women unfortunately think that way too. If he out of pocket, bang, pow, like on Batman, nobody will believe him either. Carol Chamberlain says, I don't like their sandwiches. I rode past Thursday, shaking. I'm trying 2 blocks long, Carol. 2. I'm not 1 block. No. 2. I was like, it's like these motherfuckers lining up to get a stimulus check. They was lining up to get a wax steak. Okay, they steaks not nasty. They not whack. But they're not 2 blocks long worthy. They're not worthy. They're not worthy. They're not. Them shit's not like that, man. I'm sorry. No. They cost like $10. What? Fuck out of here. Pay $10 for that shit. I mean, you better go to Poppy store around the way. You know what I mean? Tell Poppy to double the meat in that shit. You'll be right. $5, $6 tops. Okay. All right. So conversations that you should probably stay out of. Certain conversations that you should probably stay out of. If you are into domestic violence, you should stay out of domestic violence conversations, because people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw no stones. But what happens? They start picking up boulders that are just light enough for them to throw through the damn glass. Psh. Psh. Pedophiles. Or let's say you're not exactly a pedophile, but you engage in inappropriate sexual relationships with people that are way younger than you. Now, some people some women wear the cougar flag. They sound real stupid to me, but fuck it. They get away with it. I'm a cougar. I like young men, blah, blah, blah. They can keep it up, fuck all night long. These men my age and older, they can't do it no more. And I'm in my sexual prime. 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 First of all, some of these women need Some of these older women, these 40 plus women, need to stop all of that. I'm in my sexual prime shit. You know what I mean? Because it's getting tired. Like, you want to wait till you 40 plus years old to start bragging about how you can fuck all night long. I thought that you were supposed to be doing that in your 20s, 30s. Like, we are probably into more important things. There are probably some more important things that you need to be involved with, but you want to chase young boys and be giving them money and shit like that. Okay, you always want to deny that you give them money. Matter of fact, some of them try to say them young boys be giving me money. Ain't nobody giving ain't no kids giving their mom money. I'm sorry, ma. Kids don't give their parents money. And you're old enough to be their mama or their daddy. What the fuck you think you doing when you come through in the caddy? He want to ride. He want to ride. But he ain't like all of that. You ain't all of that inside. He want to ride. He want to ride. He want to make sure he gets some of that money in your pride. Get them ride. Get them ride. You bought him a pair of Timbs and a PlayStation 4. You want to ride. You want to ride. Yo, you ain't got a front for me. I know what's inside. You want to ride. 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 Want to ride. You 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 want to ride. Want to ride. You want to ride. You want to ride. Fuck out of here. But yeah. So if you are a 50-year-old and you've been messing around with fresh out of high school chicks, which means you've been looking at them since they was in high school, since they were minors, that's probably a conversation you should stay out of, because people are going to start looking to see if you've been looking at them before they turned 18. And 18 is legal. Illegal don't mean right, especially in terms of age. Yeah, they might be legal, but they ain't right. It may be legal, but it ain't right. It may be legal, but it ain't right. So a 50-year-old messing around with a 20-year-old is legal, but it ain't right. And I don't need nobody to say whether it's right or wrong. My stance is strong on that shit. Very strong. I'm not trying to hear that bullshit. I'm not trying to hear that bullshit. But, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I'm not just messing around with these young girls or whatever. You know, I'm teaching them something. That's why they like me, because, you know, I'm showing them something. You know, I'm not just, you know, trying to fuck them like these young boys be doing. I'm like, oh, so you're a teacher now. Well, maybe you should work at the local school. Maybe you should go back to school and get your teacher certification. And by the way, oh head, you teaching these young girls something? Are you teaching these young boys something too? You know, because they already say that women are more mature than men at the same age. So I'm thinking, like, maybe these young boys need some of your tutelage too. You've been teaching them. You know what I mean? Like I said the other day, the true test of a man is his character when his dick ain't hard. That's who he really is. That's what he really is. A hard dick really can confuse your thinking. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm too hard. I can't. I have one focus right now. One focus right now. But when he goes down, he'll be able to think straight. But yeah, so if you toe that pedophile line, you might not want to get in conversations about pedophilia, dog. Or ma'am, you might want to stay out of those conversations. But once again, like a moth to a flame, here you come. Here you come. Here you come. Ansel Jones says, I said someone was a ex-clown turned airman. As soon as someone said that boys in the hood, they pulled out their phone to be noisy. As soon as someone said that's boys in the hood. Okay. And then David says, I jumped into a conversation that I definitely should have stayed out of. They were talking about 45 brother dying and said, it is what it is. 170,000 people died from COVID-19. And that's what he said. Carol Chamberlain says, don't count my damn money. Word. Robbie Ming says, it's a way you do everything. Violence isn't the answer. Word. Yeah, Robbie. If a man can't control his emotions, his anger in any other way than to get violent, he's never going to really have anything. Either that or somebody is going to come and kill him. Because ain't nobody going to let you, have the threat over them that you're going to beat them up all the time. Who's doing that? I know I ain't going to do it for 5 minutes. Like, oh, we going to eliminate this threat. Yeah, we going to do that. Robbie Ming says, my daughter and grandkids give me money and I don't ask for it. You know what I meant, Robbie Rob. You know what I meant. And kids will give their grandparents money. They won't give their mom and daddy no money. Like, look, you gotta. I need you for the. I need sneakers. But I know you know the point I was trying to make. I know you know what point I was trying to make. This shit is ridiculous. These chicks run around here. I'm like, yeah, I'm a cougar. Cougar. I mean, you an old alley cat. You talking about some damn cougar. Fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. I mean, why is it cute for women to do it, but they don't have no cutesy name for a man doing it? Cougar sound sexy. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? When a man do it, he's just a dirty old man. Like, oh, he like them young girls. Make sure you keep your daughters around him. You know what it is. But not ever let your grandkids bounce on his knee. It ain't cool. And those are certain conversations that you might want to stay out of, because it's going to make you look bad. And people are going to be glad that you got in those conversations that you should have stayed out of. Because you ain't had no business conducting yourself, and the way you've been conducting yourself is ridiculous. It's shameful. And it's illegal. But then again, it might not be illegal because they may be of age. They're just not of right. They are of age. They just not are of right. Carol Chamberlain says double standards. And it is. It's just like, people look down on gay men, like, oh, y'all nasty and shit, yeah. But lesbians get a pass. Oh yeah, that's just girl on girl, right? So they not gay too? Better not ask me, because y'all know how I do. Gay is gay. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm not co-signing that shit. I'm not supporting it, and I'm not acting like it's all right. No. I mean, it's all right on a personal level. Like, you do what you want to do. Like, who you are in love with and who you attracted to doesn't make a difference to me until you make it my business. Because when you want to start talking about what I have to accept and what's right for me and everybody else, well, now we got a conversation that you definitely don't want to get into with me. Because my opinion is not going to be on the fence or middle of the road or I'm not going to dumb it down. Like, nah, there ain't gonna be no name calling, but then there's not going to be any misunderstanding either. We are talking about conversations that you might want to stay away from. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752. You can call into the show 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. And also make sure y'all push the like button. Appreciate that. Make sure you share the show and make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. So we're talking about certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. Certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. You know what I mean? If you a thief, you've stolen some shit. You've stolen some shit that you knew you ain't had no business touching or whatever. Well, if you steal anything, you don't have the right to steal it, or it wouldn't be called stealing, right? But you know you're a fucking thief. You know you're a thief, and you know that something has been stolen recently, and then you start getting into conversations about stealing and what's not stealing, and what happened with this person and that person and all of that, and how you don't know why anybody would want to steal something from out of such and such locker. And then they be like, they stole it out of the locker? Because nobody knew that. Nobody knew that it got stolen out of the locker. They knew it got stolen, but they didn't know that it got stolen out of the locker. And you're like, it got stolen out of the locker? Well, yeah, I think. Like, yeah, because I ain't hear that it got stolen out of the locker. Where you hear that from? I think I heard somebody talking about that shit. I overheard some conversation. So now you're looking stupid because either you've been eavesdropping and listening to shit and getting information wrong, or you know a little bit more than everybody else does. Now come to find out that only the police knew that it got stolen out of the locker. Only the police knew and you knew, police knew and you know how it went down. Yo, do you wish you hadn't gotten into this conversation? Now you're in all in and there's nothing that you can do. You going to get questioned. Yeah, you. But it was a conversation that you should have just stayed the fuck up out of. But you just couldn't, like a moth to a flame, and now you got burnt. Like a moth to a flame, now you got burnt and burnt your wings. You cannot fly away. You going to answer some questions today. Hey. Happens all the time, right? Cats can't help it. They can't seem to help themselves. They got to get into this conversation that they ain't got no business being in. They got to talk about this shit that they got no business talking about. And it happens. It happens. Conversations that you probably shouldn't get into. Certain conversations that you probably shouldn't get into. And that David says, I'm an older woman, never been a cougar. Shit, I wish I had someone who wanted to give me some. Yo, man, what's she talking about? Oh, shit. I forgot she can hear this shit. Yo, switch the topic and act like you never even said it, nothing about it. Ansel says, the go back to Africa conversation I stay away from. The go back to Africa conversation. Pan-Africanist. Everything in America should be like Africa. Black people be like Africa. Act like you've been to Africa. Act like you want to go back to Africa. Everything in Africa is the way you should do in America. Black in Africa. Black Africa. Black Africa. Yeah, Pan-Africanists will really, really get you. They'll get your blood pressure up. I tell you what, I don't fuck with that Pan-Africanist shit. I don't have a problem with it, but culture is something that we have to understand. Now, it would be different if everything that goes on in Africa was something that I agree with. But Africa definitely has its problems. And they ain't all European problems either. But there's a cultural difference. And I don't know nothing about Africa as far as living there. I've never been there. I've studied some things about Africa, read some things, seen some videos, understand some things about African culture. I know plenty of African people. I have African people in my family. Okay. All right. But guess what? I'm from America. This is where I am from. And I'm used to certain things here. Now, there's racism here, and there's racism in Africa. There's poverty here, and there's poverty in Africa. There's opportunity here, and there's opportunity in Africa. But yeah, that back to Africa shit. I don't know. Annette says, at work, people knew what buttons to push to get me started. I've had to learn to just keep my fucking mouth shut. Yeah, because people will set you up to get fired, Annette. They will. They'll set you up to look like you the angry black woman or the militant type. And you don't need that kind of heat. You know what? I'll tell y'all something, man. We go to work to get money. You know, I know people have other motivations about their career choices and all of that, and they say they want to help people or they want to make a difference in this world. Listen, and that shit sounds good. I'm not saying I'm buying it, but it sounds good. But you go to work to get this money, and guess what? You go to work to make your boss money, and whether you like that or not, or agree with that or not, is not my conversation to have with you, because that's just an actual fact. The minute you stop making money for your boss is going to let you go make money for somebody else. It ain't about what you like or what you care about. Why do you think that you don't receive any of the profits, and that you only receive a small compensation package based on the money that's made? Yeah, and y'all commission working for ass motherfuckers, swearing that I work on commission, so I get a bigger percentage. They only making this much. I'm making that much. I'm breaking these motherfuckers and such. Yo, I'm getting money all day. It's going down. I do it that way all day. I work on commission. I'll make a commission. I'm on another mission from God. I'm doing what I gotta do, and it's not hard to understand the position that I'm in. Man, you working like a slave, and I know how to behave or go to work when I want to make the money I deserve. And I get paid what I'm worth. Like, give me a break, son. Give me a break. If you work, if you have a job, you're making money for your boss. That's the way it works. Now you keep fucking with me. Y'all keep fucking with me. And I'm gonna start talking about how in church you're not working for God, you're working for the pastor and for the money for the church. Now, I don't want to go into that's a conversation that I really would rather stay away from. But don't fuck with me, because we'll have that conversation. We want to have that conversation. Conversations that you should probably stay away from. You know, conversations that you probably stay away from. People say religion and politics are conversations that you should probably stay away from. I've never seen it that way. I talk religion with you all day. Why not? If God is important to you and he's important to me, why not talk about it? But see, there's a difference between talking about God and talking about religion. A lot of people can't separate the two. And people who can't separate the two should probably stay away from those conversations. But you know they're not going to, because they get all self-righteous and judgmental. And they're going to tell you about the law. They're going to tell you about the Lord. What do you know about the Lord, 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 Lord? What do you know about the Lord, 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 Lord? What? Lord, Lord, Lord. All right. So yeah. Yeah, conversations that you should probably stay away from: religion and politics. If you don't know anything about politics, don't get into arguments, discussions, conversations about with people who know about politics, because you will wind up looking stupid. And you don't have to. It don't have to be that way. It don't have to be that way at all. But no, you couldn't keep your big mouth shut. You know it all. You just know everything. You just know everything. Just know everything. But hey, that's the way it goes. Now, there. Let me ask y'all this: are there certain conversations that you should probably stay away from when it comes to your loved ones or your children? Are there certain conversations that you should stay away from when it comes to your loved ones, your children? You know, I want you to think about that before you answer, because it might not be as simple as yes or no. It may not be as simple as yes or no, because you know, when it comes to rearing your children, whether your children are young children or whether your children are teenagers or adult children, you know, there's certain sensitivities. There's certain sensitivities that can crop up when it comes to your parenting. Like most parents, whether they were the best parents, the most attentive parents, the most protective parents, the most responsible parents, even those parents have to answer some questions about their behavior at some point in their parenting past, or in their parenting experience. You know, like for example, there may have been a time when you were a young parent that you weren't as responsible as you should have been, or when you were so responsible that you were too aggressive. You could have been an abusive parent, or did some things. Maybe you weren't all the way. Maybe you weren't a child abuser, but you may have had some times when you did abuse, where you did go too far. You did push the envelope. You did take it there. You did put your children in that position. There may have been a time or two that you did that, and that may be what you regret the most. And you know that your children remember it, and you remember it too. So even though y'all got past all of that and everything, that might be a conversation that you might want to stay away from. And sometimes your kids will bring this shit up. Well, yeah, you used to abuse me. Oh, I remember that time when you was dating that guy and you let him do this to us, and I don't know why. I remember when you was dating that man and you let him put his hands all over us, man. I remember when you had to apologize for letting that shit go down and telling the lies. I remember when you weren't that good of a parent. You did some shit and that shit was wrong, and it's apparent that you trying to sweep it under the rug and not talk about it, and you trying to stay out of this conversation. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it now, Mom. And I'm bringing it up one more time, Mom or Dad or whatever, you know? So they can be conversations that you might want to stay away from when it comes to your kids. Because you know that there's guilt there. You know that there's culpability there. There's responsibility there. There is your involvement right there. Which y'all know. Certain conversations that you might want to stay away from when it comes to your own children, your own seeds, your babies. And no, y'all don't have to go into that right now. Y'all don't have to write nothing about that. I'm putting it out there so you know. So you remember. Your experience is your experience. But every parent fucks up somewhere in their parenting experience. Every parent does something that they wish that they could undo when it comes to their children. Some really go too far. And don't let it be a situation where you were on drugs or if you had an alcohol problem, because listen, I know and you know what you did. Well, I know what you could have done, probably have done, and you know exactly what you did and what you have done. So we don't have to get into that, but you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Oscar Jones says we have the same baby father. Tell me what they doing. And then David says sometimes you have to know what conversations you can have with certain people. Exactly. That's like self-awareness. She also says, I know not to have conversations with you about anything military because it never goes well at all. I mean, we have a different stance. Personally, when it comes to conversations between me and you on the military about the military, it probably shouldn't be done here. You know, me and you talk on the phone about it. I'm sure we can get it worked out. Like, my understanding is that anything that you have been a part of course, you're going to feel some kind of way about that because they're going to be good experiences that you have that you're going to speak from, and other experiences that you may speak about or not speak about. Like one thing that I'm not going to get into is nobody's going to tell me that I can't talk about something just because I haven't done it. Like that would be like, I can't tell you anything about what a doctor does because I'm not a doctor. Nah, I'm not trying to hear that shit. So that means like anything that I see on TV that I haven't done, I can't have an opinion on it. Or I can't research it or learn anything about it. No. Doesn't work that way. So I don't mind having a conversation about the military or anything else. But when you get, if you get all into your feelings about it, like, well, no, you can't say that about this because you don't know. No, we're not really doing that. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between me talking about you and me talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, if you feel like you represent them, that's a whole different thing. But nothing is all the way good or all the way bad. I just understand the job of the military. It's the same thing about cops. Like Carol Chamberlain. Her husband is a cop. But I don't have nothing good to say about cops. I don't know her husband, but I'm sure if I met him, I would like him. But I don't like cops. As simple as that. I'm not going to be running around here like, well, good friend of mine, her husband is a cop. So, some cops say, nah, fuck all that. My uncle was a cop, straight up and down, retired as a cop. I don't give a fuck. I don't like cops. I don't like what they do. No, I don't. And I have more than enough evidence to support that what they do is overall fucked up. That's just like the military. That's just like the government. That's just like all of that shit. That's it. I mean, I don't get pissed off when people say, black people do this and black people do that. Like, I know that all black people don't do that, but some of what you said might be true. I complain about them too. As much as I love my people, y'all know I complain about niggas all the fucking time. All the fucking time. My expectations of them are high and they're going to get higher. I'm not going to lower my expectations, even though my reality of their capabilities is where it is, what it is, and where it is. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you like all black people are good. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm not going to tell you that all white people are bad. No, they're not. But yeah, certain conversations that you might want to stay away from. Like, shoot, my ex-boss, she She even said to me, like, yeah, there's certain conversations that I would rather not get into with you, because she knew. I knew what the fuck I was talking about. And she didn't. She knew something. She knew how she felt, but she didn't have a fact straight. She didn't have a fact straight. Like, okay, I don't mind you being a supporter, even though you don't have your facts straight. People are involved with all kinds of shit every day based on their emotions. It's not an uncommon thing. It's not an uncommon thing. People go to churches, they don't understand how the church works. People believe in God, they don't understand how God works. That's a little tough, because I don't know if any of us really understand. But I'm talking about, as God relates to religion and things like that. We all are part of something. We are part of families that we don't even understand why our family members do the things that they do, and why we are like them. And we may even deny that we're anything like them until somebody basically has to put the mirror right in our face. Like, look, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that David says, I completely understand what you're talking about, and I don't take it personally. That's good. Because I'm not here to avoid conversations. We won't have conversations. We don't always have to agree. And we don't always, how people say we can agree to disagree. Nah, we can agree that we don't feel the same. But we also will agree that, you'll agree with me later. Or I'm going to put you in a headlock. That ain't no big deal. I mean, many good people have been put in a headlock. So what? Shut up. Shit don't hurt that bad. You can breathe. When's the last time you put somebody in a headlock? A headlock is an easy thing is an easy hole to get out of. As long as you don't keep concentrating on the fact that somebody has your head in the vice. But yeah, man, listen, man. Listen to what I say, because of this type of shit can happen every day. But yeah, conversations that you probably shouldn't get into. If you are ashamed of something in your life, or you are ashamed of the way that you are, or what you do, you don't stand strong in the face of adversity, then yeah, you should avoid conversations. You should avoid conversations where what is being talked about is going to paint you in a certain kind of light. But that's all you have to do. Stay away from those conversations. It's not a big deal. Because even if you don't say something, the way that you do things is going to shine a certain light. The beauty I could not see Cherry. I don't have that many arms for all of the headlocks I would have to do. That's what's up. Yo, the beauty I could not see Cherry. Is that Dana Cherry? I wonder. That's the only Cherry I know, or don't really know. Is that Dana? I can't really see by the picture. Is that Dana? Is that Dana Dane? It's the Dane. It's the Dane. Oh. It's all good, though. Yeah. You know what? Maybe you need to put somebody in a headlock. It's been a long time since I had one. Put you in the headlock, son. Put in the headlock, dad. Yeah, but yeah. If you have deep insecurities and you're trying to keep something on the low, you're hiding from the truth or whatever, there's certain conversations that you need not get into. You need to just sweep that under the rug, or you hear two people talking about it, leave the room, get up out of there, get on up out of there before they start aiming at you. And keep your mouth shut. It is Dana Dane. It is Dana. Yo, the last time you was on, I was trying to figure out like the beauty I could not see Cherry. And you know what? From what little I know on, from checking you out online, the beauty I could not see almost is in pretty much in line. I don't know why you can't see it. Everybody else sees it. The beauty I could not see, but everybody see it. That's the way it is. That's how it go. And so be it. All right, y'all. So yeah, like I don't know about y'all, but I don't really like to live my life in secrecy. We all have things that we may be ashamed of, or that we we wish we could change. Whether they are personal things, professional things, things like that. But it's just intriguing the way. Oh shit! What did I just do? What I just do? Why I'm do? I ain't mean to do that. Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, we all have things that we have done, and things that we wish we could reverse, whether they're personal or professional and all of that. But one thing that we have to also understand is that these are things that we were directly involved with. So whether people know about them or not, it's not as important as the fact that we have had to involve ourselves in those things, and we've had to learn and move on from them. It's all good. You're not going to find anybody out there that doesn't share in any of the experiences that you have had. Nobody lives their life in a vacuum, and nobody has made it from the rooter to the tutor, from the beginning to the end, and to the alpha to omega, unscathed and unblemished and without any mistakes. It doesn't work that way. How are you doing with what you have done? And are you running from that truth? Are you running from that truth? You know what I'm saying? Or you diving head first into the lie? It could be either or. Yeah. But when I say conversations that you would, that you should probably stay away from. Yeah, if you don't really want to talk about it, or if it's something that really gets your goat, or if it's something that makes you angry, if it's something that takes you out of your character, or makes you feel some type of way and not in a good way. Yeah, you can dead all of that. People giving Kamala Harris a hard time, boy. They giving him a hard time. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, this election is it's easy for me. For real. It's easy for me. Look, like I said, if they put up a Super Bowl, y'all remember Super Bowls? Remember a Super Bowl? You bounce a Super Bowl, that shit would bounce real far. If a Super Bowl was going up against Donald Trump, I'd be like, yo, that Super Bowl got some shit to it. I think it's going to get my vote. The only person I wouldn't vote for instead of Donald Trump is Kanye West. Because Kanye West is Donald Trump. But I would be more than willing to have that conversation. We're not avoiding that conversation. But it's like when you have a weight problem and you're going to get into conversations with people that are on some vegan shit or some health nut shit. Like, yo, you ain't have to do that. You ain't have to get into a conversation about that with them. You know what I mean? You have an eating disorder. You going to get into an eating disorder conversation? Because you in denial that you have an eating disorder? Nah, I ain't fat. I'm just big boned it. It's okay though. Yeah, that's my truth. And I own it. I don't have a problem with nothing that you own. If you own, it's okay. I'll leave it alone. But if you're hiding in the shadows, ducking and hiding, but when the conversation comes up, you straight riding. I'ma see you and for what it's worth, and I'ma make sure we go back to earth. That's my word. Now the conversation goes the way that it goes. You don't win or lose. Win or lose, I suppose. I oppose you. You oppose me. Not really, but we trying to learn something about each other. You silly ass nutball, cornball. I ain't trying to hear it. Brothers want to be down with the program, but they don't have a spirit. And but yeah, nobody's perfect out here. We shouldn't be. Listen, you can be in the fight or struggle to become the best you, but don't think that you're going to be the best anybody else or the best to anybody else. Do your shit. You know what they say? Build it and they will come. That's the same conversation that we're talking about when it comes to you. You start building yourself up. You start improving yourself. You start doing better for you and yourself and others. Maybe people are going to notice and they're going to start asking questions and all of that. The same way that when you overhear conversations that apply to you in any kind of way, that you're going to get into those conversations when you should have really avoided those conversations because you wasn't really ready to talk. If you ain't ready to talk, then you should be ready to shut the fuck up. How hard is that? If you ain't ready to talk, you should be ready to shut the fuck up. But no. You ain't ready to talk, and you surely ain't ready to shut the fuck up. But you want to change the subject. But people going to notice that you're trying to change the subject, and they not going to let it happen, side. Hey, yo, side, they ain't going to let it happen. You going to have to talk. You going to have to talk about this. You going to have to talk it out, walk it out, chalk it up. But it's not that deep of a situation, man. Let's get on up out of here. Let me get on up out of here and let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday and get up on that shit. Let y'all get into some conversations that y'all ain't got no business getting into. And let y'all start talking about things that y'all ain't got no business saying. You know what I'm saying? We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 16th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business, acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They are SPECIAL. They are number one out the box, Leah T. Simmons. Happy birthday to you and my girl, Markia Avery. Happy birthday to you, turning 42 years old today. And Nasir Nelson, turning 41 years old today. And Diomedes Fernandez, turning 53 years old today. And Kate Chenery, turning 55 years old today. Deuce Nichols, a 5 and a 5, like Doc and E, for being so extraordinary. And also Aletha Gardner, turning 63 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Clifton Colmer, turning 34 years old today. And Barbara Leo Lyon, go get her. Barbara Leo Lyon, turning 39 years old today. And my man Donald Green, turning 45 years. Bow, 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 bow. Holding that 45. Chapter 45. Happy birthday to you, Donald G. And Maddie Jackson, turning 29 years old today. And Nina M. Knight, turning 48 years old today. And Kelly Ray of Sunshine. I like that name. Kelly Ray of Sunshine, turning 43 years old today. And my man Jeff Bell, happy birthday to you. And Suvak Adnilemai. Suvak Adnilemai. Happy birthday to you. My girl Diane Freeman. My girl Diane Freeman, turning 43 years old today. Happy birthday, Maz. Good to see me. Some you down with the crew. Happy birthday. All right. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious audience. August 16th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on into the jam to rock out, rock on into the damn, rock out, rock on into the damn thing and do your thing. Y'all represent the queens and kings and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yeah, getting into conversations that you're not a part of, getting into conversations that don't apply to you, getting into conversations that apply to you, but that you really shouldn't get into because it's going to shine a negative light on you. Yo, how did you do? You can easily avoid that. Like I was saying before, you gotta either be ready to talk or you gotta be ready to shut the fuck up. You gotta be ready to talk or you gotta be ready to shut the fuck up. And there's a difference between being quiet, and there's a difference between shutting up, and there's a difference between shutting the fuck up. And I'm going to explain to y'all the difference. The difference between being quiet, when you tell somebody to be quiet, that's not always going to do it, because somebody can quietly still be talking shit. So instead of being like, yeah, well, you know, blah, 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 they can be like, yeah, well, I still don't really think that this is blah, 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 blah. And you know what I mean? But fuck all that money. So you can still mumble under your breath and still be talking shit. So be quiet. Be quiet doesn't always cut it. Shutting up, that means like, all right. I said what I wanted to say, but now I'm going to shut up. And then there's shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up is when you are still actively talking, but that shit is going to get you in some real trouble. So it's either going to cause trouble for you financially, professionally, personally, or physically, and you still talking. And something has to happen during that time when you're still talking, when you better come to an abrupt stop. Or somebody going to go right upside your head. That's the difference between being quiet, shutting up, and shutting the fuck up. Sometimes when you shut the fuck up, you got to do it on command. You know, when you shut up, you know, be like, I ain't got to shut up. You shut up. And you just stop talking. Okay, that's shutting up. When you shut the fuck up, it's like, yo, shut the fuck up before you blah, 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 or before I blah, 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 blah. And you need to know exactly which one to do when you are talking reckless and when you are getting yourself into conversations, when you are interjecting yourself into conversations that are going to shine a light on you and have you looking like real stupid, when that's not what you was trying to do. That's not what you want, but that's what you made out of it. And yo, shout out to Jaguar Wright. Okay, we've heard enough. It's time for you to shut the fuck up, man. Yo, okay. The Roots was bad. Black Thought was bad. Yeah. Erykah Badu was bad. Jill Scott was bad. The bull with the big hair. You know what I mean? You know, the drummer bull. You know what I mean? He's bad. I'm here. He's bad. Everybody bad. All right, Jaguar Wright. Okay, you're going to get back on. So you can make some more whack records. Because you don't make good records. All that shit, you got to make some hits. Not necessarily hits. You got to make some shit and be like, yo, I got to go put on some Jaguar Wright. Currently, you don't have too many people being like, yo, you know, I got to go put on some Jaguar Wright. It's not what's happening right now. I understand your pain and all of that, but the problem is that you're crazy. That's the problem. I mean, you are crazy. It's not that you just sound and look crazy, because you got both of those covered too, but you straight up and down crazy. And all right, you done made video after video. Okay. I realized that you riding for the bull Malik B. I got it. But you're all right. But make some better records, and trust me, people gonna really start listening. You gotta make some better records. You know what I mean? Look, I know you from Philly and all of that. Yeah, that's all good. That's good. That's good. That's nice. but you gotta make some better records. I know your records. I bought your shit. I'm a supporter, but I'm not supporting that shit you doing right now. I holler back. You guys shut the fuck up, Jaguar. Right? All right, yo, man. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. You know what I mean? I love y'all to death and resuscitate y'all and love y'all back to life. Holla back. And I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. We will be back, right back at you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all know what it is. Make sure that y'all hit the like button on your way out. Make sure that you share the show and make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Do you understand? Do you know what I'm saying? Actual fact. All right, so peace, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah. I say, yeah. Peace. I said, peace.